Was interested why on signing day Nebraska held out for commitments of 3 different defensive backs when they already had so many on the roster. And what I would say is I think they probably already knew these guys were committed for several weeks, if not months.
Really? You think so?
I think they had a pretty good read that Larry Tarver and Amari Sanders and some of these guys were in the bag.
Really? Well, you'd know more than anybody, Sean.
So
okay, now as far as having a lot of defensive backs, Rule addressed that on signing day with that whole spiel. Spiel is a negative word. His whole take on positionless football, which they do, right? They might take a guy right now that is listed as a safety, might move him down eventually and play him at linebacker. Or it could be the opposite, too. A linebacker might move back to safety. But positionless football, we saw it a lot on the defensive side this year. We saw guys moving, like Princewell. Princewell was playing on the line of scrimmage, and all of a sudden he's a jack, right? Jack linebacker. You see that.
Mekhi Bayer played inside backer and
100,
jack.
100.
Javen Wright was a safety. He's now a linebacker.
Right. They do it.
That's the thing. Like, even putting together a scholarship distribution chart, it's really hard to properly label a guy.
Right.
And on the suggestion of Sugarland, one of our great users on the website,
great user,
he said, just break down your chart now. D-line, linebacker, secondary.
Good idea.
Just have 3 groups. Don't try to even have inside linebacker,
right?
Because what's going to happen is there's going to be some of that changes, and then you get called out for it.
So what happens with us, Sean, especially the older media?
So look at this.
Hold on. We get locked into this because we've been locked into it forever. So what do? You'll ask me, where does a certain player fit in position-wise? Because that's what we're trained. That's how our brains are trained to do it, right? We got to retrain our brains. We got to.
Yeah, like Braylon Prude, who we watched in Houston get his offer, he's a safety, but he might be an edge linebacker by the time he's done here.
Could be a corner.
Well, he's 6'5", 195. No, not Braylon Prude, not a corner.
Okay.
He's a safety, possibly a linebacker.
He's playing corner, I'm going to jump you.
They've never said sit corner to him.
Haven't they?
No, it's always been safety.
Positionless, so he could end up a corner.
Rex Guthrie, him. They're more guys that could keep moving up. Gradney is another guy that could.
But again, got to retrain your brain on this. I mean, it's hard because we're so used to like you even want to do it on the D line. You want to say he's an interior guy. He's an in. I don't know. What is he? What is Robinson? You can move him over the center if you have to, right? Ty Robinson. So you got to get out of we got to get out of that. And it really shows up in the summer when we're doing those positional breakdowns and we're all butting heads saying, okay, where should we put Princewell? Where should we put
matchups? Let's find the matchups.
Yeah. It's challenging.